on the 11th of August, I was informed by my niece that my brother had passed away in London. And the soonest airline I could get to London was to buy a ticket from JustFly.com. And it was leaving Albuquerque, New Mexico on the 14th at 8:25 a.m. Well, we all got onto the plane, and then the intercom came over, and the pilot said, everybody will need to get off the plane. We have a mechanical failure. One of the tires has burst. And we will all try and see if we can change it and get you on your way. Well, that I was supposed to fly from by American Airlines from Albuquerque to Dallas, where I'd have a 1 hour and 25-minute layover in Dallas, and then leave Dallas to go to Dulles in Washington, D.C. Well, because of that mechanical failure, I missed the plane going to Dallas. The next plane that they got me onto flew me to Dallas and then on to Dulles, and I arrived at Dulles at midnight. But the problem was the connecting flight from Washington, D.C. to go to London left at 8 o'clock that evening. And it was with North Atlantic Airlines, which is a brand new airline. And this was on a Tuesday morning that I had them take me off the plane and take me straight to the ticket counter at the Washington, D.C. North Atlantic. And I thought, well, they had a sign saying opens at 8:45. So I thought, well, that's an eight-hour layover. I can do it. Now, bear in mind, I'm in a wheelchair. I have spinal stenosis. I'm 71 years of age. There was no way I could get any kind of, find any kind of dispensing machines or anything to get water or food. And at 8 o'clock, a group of people came in and they took the North Atlantic sign down and put another airline sign up. I had meanwhile been frantically trying to phone or get somebody to speak to at JustFly, and was getting absolutely nothing. All they were doing was sending me a copy of my old itinerary. They weren't sending me anything else. And then eventually they did send me 2 different alternate routes, but they were flying out. One was flying out of Ronald Reagan Airport. The other one was flying out of JFK Airport. And here I am at Dulles, Washington, D.C. I'm not at any of the airports that they were flying me out of. By 5 o'clock that evening, now my family has got the entire family in England are waiting for me because I'm going over there to organize all the funeral arrangements and everything. And they're all frantically worried about me because here I am handicapped and 71 years of age and not able to tell them anything about where I was going, what I was doing, or anything. Eventually, at about 5 o'clock, the British Airlines ladies were just finishing off checking in a whole bunch of people. And one of the ladies saw me crying. And she came over and asked me what was the problem. And I explained everything to her, and she said, "Now, we can get you to London tomorrow morning, but you'll have to buy another ticket. But I'll get you, I promise you, I'll get you one that is at the best price I can possibly do." So I was forced to have to buy another ticket. But this lady actually not only sold me the ticket, but she took me up to the lounge and organized for me to have a meal and some refreshments. And then she actually escorted me onto the plane to make sure I got onto the plane to London. Now, immediately I got to London, I couldn't get hold of JustFly. They kept putting me through to a computer that would take your details, and you'd be writing your details in, and it would drop you. And it dropped me 18 times. And eventually I phoned my bank, and I told my credit card company, and I told them, "Look, this is what's happening." They reversed the charges. Then about 4 hours after I'd spoken to my credit card company, JustFly telephoned me. So they did have my telephone number because they were able to get through to me. They telephoned me, and the lady that I spoke to had a very, very strong accent. It was very difficult to understand her, but she said that I was liable for 150% compensation. But other than that, I have heard nothing from JustFly. I have repeatedly sent them emails, tried to send them emails. They all get returned to me. I phone the numbers that I've had. I've had over 18 phone numbers that I've had to contact. All of them put me through to a computer that tells you, "Please write your details." And then while you're punching in your details, they cut you off. I cannot get through to anybody, not one human being. And they have not even so much as apologized to me or done anything. They got my phone number, they can phone me, but they haven't. I've tried to find out what's going on with my claim. My credit card company said that they disputed my dispute, and so they put my charge back on. So now I'm being charged for a service that I did not get. I've been put through absolute hell. Bear in mind, I'm also mourning the loss of my brother, and I've not been able to speak to one person from JustFly, other than that lady calling me and telling me I was entitled to 150% compensation, and that was it. I asked her to send me an email stating that fact, and they didn't send it. So I don't even trust that. Cannot trust JustFly.com. I cannot reiterate to anybody, do not do business with them. They will just abandon you in the middle of nowhere. I was only asking for my money for the ticket back, and maybe the ticket that I had to buy, the additional ticket I had to buy. I think that would be a fair thing for them to pay for both my tickets. I think that would be fair. Because, I mean, they did abandon me, and their treatment was atrocious. Do you know that I could not take medication? One of the cleaners that was cleaning the floor there came over and offered me a drink from their water bottle and gave me her croissant lunch so that I could take my medications, because I could not get food down on that ground floor. And thank goodness, British Airways, I mean, you were my lifesaver. You really were. But I think that I shouldn't expect any less than that. And a public apology, especially to my family who were racing all over trying to find out how they could get me there.